All right, welcome everybody. What a fabulous week one we had. You boys satisfied with the outcome of your games?
No.
Nope.
Oh, well, that makes one of us then. Um, well, without further ado, Chusif, why don't you do what you do best?
All right, I will start with just the actual bets. We'll get into our weekly picks later, I think. So we didn't have that many bets. Thank you, Gary, for getting them kicked off. We only had, we ended up with 41 bets. So I guess that's not too bad. I think last year, week one was a little lower. My favorite is a weekly one. The first one listed, Matt and Gary made, I think, on draft day.
Yeah. Yeah, it was draft night.
And it is 2 QB combined, which Gary lost because Gary no longer rosters 2 QBs.
So I will tell you this. Gary reached out to me. He should have reached out to the overlord to explain because he dropped his second quarterback.
Yep.
And he said, I'm okay with running with both of those quarterbacks, even though I dropped that one, if you're okay with it. And I said, I'm okay, but he never checked in with you. So technically this is an L. Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah. I mean, you can make bets for people not on your team. The problem is I didn't list it as Hertz and Carr and whoever you have, or like, you'd have to tell me your two Q, so he could switch the second QB.
No, that's not what he stated when he originally made the bet with me.
It was just
So that's
those
why-
two
that's
guys
why-
all year.
Yeah, that's why he reached out to me. So I had Fields and Burrow, and then he was rocking with whoever he drafted. And I don't even remember who he drafted. What bet?
You drafted Hertz and somebody else.
Was it Carr?
I don't remember.
Thought he had Carr for some reason.
I'll check right now. I'm looking.
Yeah, there's not too many moves. It's not seeing the draft.
Yeah, he had Hertz and Carr. Yeah.
I mean, it would make sense that that's the bet since it was made draft day.
Yeah. So he said rock those two quarterbacks the whole season. But I mean, I'm sure he would have beat me if Carr played, if he had Carr still. I mean, so I'll drink to that. I'll drink that. Probably not tonight since I owe 4 other drinks, but I'll drink to it.
Yeah, if that's what you guys decided, I'll reward it for the future weeks. I thought this was odd. So
yeah, it's gonna be Carr and Hertz versus Fields and Burrow.
All right, well.
Just so you know.
One more time, Carr and
Hertz. Yep, that's Gary's versus Fields and Burrow.
I mean, I'm fine with you both drinking this week for, not informing, whatever.
All right, Gary.
Whoever wants to drink, do it. But,
I'll drink it.
Mostly I put out 2 QB combined. And if you saw the spreadsheet, you would know I didn't know which 2 QBs. I was only going to look at your team.
Yeah, I got a text. I was actually working the high school football game. I was working the football game that I teach at. And I get a text from him in the middle of it, and I was like busy, so I didn't really respond. And he's like, hey bro, so QB bet's still on, but I dropped Carr to make depth at wide receiver for myself. Don't want you to feel like you have to carry the 2 all season. If you want to drop 2 to add depth. And I was like, dude, I have 2 in a different league. So yeah, we had a little conversation about that, but yeah.
Right.
He said same statement applies, but Fields as the second quarterback.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to leave it as listed for this week. I'll change it for week 2 so that it's combine those 2 guys. But the overlord can enforce changes that aren't in the chat that I have no idea about. Like, it's not my fault.
Agreed.
Not to mention, I think that bet was made over a video that I recorded anyway, so it was never written down.
Agreed.
So I can't go back to verify what the hell you said in the first place.
Agreed.
All right. So that's the first bet. That took a long time to get through the first bet. We had Tiger beat. That shows up every week now. I've confirmed it all year. I'm not going to wait for people to ask. I will state that Bill got last because Higgins got a concussion. So Bill owes 2 shot or chugs. Gary owes 1 because Boyd outperformed Higgins. And Spear, of course, doesn't owe anything because he has Chase. The way I'm going to treat this for those listening, if your guy starts the game, your bet's on. If your guy doesn't, then I won't count it. So if Higgins sits because of concussion, his 0 won't, Bill will just be out of the bet for that week. I am not looking to contact you guys every week about this bet. If all 3 start, the bet's on. If 2 of them start, the bet's on between the 2 that start, etc. You guys got a problem with that, then bring it up in the chat. I issued a ranked running back 1 and 2 bet that I am really glad only Carver took, because my combined running back scored a whole 13.9 points. Carver scored 40. I've already paid my drink on that. Gary then issued a running back challenge between him and Corey and Andy. Andy crushed them at 33.5. Gary took second at 24.5, and Corey, 2 running backs, actually underscored my 2 with a 13.4. So Corey owes a shot and chug. Gary owes a shot. No, Corey owes shot and chug. Gary owes a shot or chug. Gary then issued a tight end challenge to Nielsen and Bill. Bill didn't accept. Nielsen did. Nielsen won it. Gary has already paid this bet. Harris and Gary have a kicker bet. Harris already paid it. He lost 14-8. Gary did bench versus Chris. They both paid this bet
It's
before
awesome.
it was ever settled. It was fantastic. Gary did technically end up losing it, 41.1 to 44.5. Gary then did a wide receiver bet with Richie. Gary lost that bet, 8 to 18.4. That's already been paid. Most of the bets have already been paid, except for a few. I will probably go over those again. Defense plus kicker was issued to myself and Brashawn by Gary. My kicker and defense only got 10 points because the Cardinals didn't use their kicker after 1 extra point. I don't know why. They thought they needed to go for 2 all the time, even though they were losing horribly. Wouldn't have saved me. I paid this. Brashawn owes a shot or chug. Gary won it with 19. Then Chris started throwing out bets. He did receivers versus Richie. Chris won that bet. Richie's already paid it. Thielen versus Judy. Chris between Harris. Harris, you already paid yours because Thielen got you a whole 5 points to Judy's 20. Chris then issued a QB ounce differential bet to Brashawn. Brashawn's quarterback, I think, was Tom Brady. Only got him 10 points. Chris won it with 20. Brashawn still owes. Adams versus Hill between Chris and me. I won that one. Chris still owes. Flex between Corey and Richie. Richie lost that one. Richie's already paid it. Flex again, Corey and Chris. Corey actually owes on this one. Chiefs, I wrote it down. That it just showed up as Gary saying Brashawn did this, but Gary paid it. Was Chiefs beat the Cards by 14 or more, which is sadly true. Gary paid it. And then there was a quarterback bet between Richie and Nielsen. Patrick Mahomes really crushed it for Nielsen, and Richie's already paid it. So just to run through it, just for the owed ones, technically Gary owes one for the quarterback one is what I'm going to say. Bill owes 2 for the Tiger beat. Gary owes 1. Corey owes a shot and chug. Gary owes a shot or chug. Brashawn owes a shot or chug. Brashawn owes, oh, actually, I guess I have to calculate that out. Brashawn owes about 10 ounces.
Yep.
Chris owes a shot or chug. And Corey owes a shot or chug. I'll probably link the spreadsheet after this gets posted, just as a reminder for people. You should be able to see this anytime, but you never know. Do we want to go to our weekly picks now, since we drink for those?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
kind of what the show does. I'm gonna hide this while we all pick things. We can't bug my name. That's not.
Hey, just because I want to give you more shit to do, Chewy, you need to have a running record of our wins and losses on this.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I'll get there. It's not a big deal. So we did our picks. I was the best. I'm just gonna announce it right off the bat. I outperformed you guys in picking like pretty awesomely. By a whole 1 and 2. So there was, both of you chose me to win. I did not choose myself, which was a fun tradition of last year. And unfortunately, I was right, so I don't owe anything. You guys did.
Here's for me picking you and you sucking ass.
Yeah,
There you go.
my team really does not inspire confidence anymore. Gary was worth Andy. We all chose Gary. He was the predicted winner, or projected winner by Sleeper. Gary let us down, and I'm sure his team let him down. So we all owe 1 for that.
Here's for me picking Gary and Gary sucking ass.
Yeah, oh man, that bottle's cold and icy. So moving on, we got Corey versus Spear. Harris chose Spear. Harris was wrong. So Harris owes 1 for that.
This is 2. This is for Gary. I'm gonna get to the spear one and just gonna give me a minute.
Right. Yeah. Speeds. Okay. Some White Claw. I just poured a tequila guy. All right. So
Canadian whiskey.
then there was Rashawn versus Carver.
What kind of liquor is that Canadian whiskey?
I think it's pronounced Crown Royal.
Oh,
Is that a Royale with cheese? But yeah, so we even though Rashawn was the predicted winner versus Carver, we all chose Carver and we were all right.
Yeah, Carver.
yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Was there
The only
anything
one
else?
on the show tonight to win. Like, then we had Richie versus Chris. We all chose Richie. Richie won. Chris really did not. And then we all chose Harris, even though he was projected to lose, and he did. So
Yeah, I did.
We all owe 1 for Harris. So in the end, Harris only got 2 right. Carver got 3 right, and I got 4 right, which
We're
was,
sticking with tradition, right? I suck at this.
yeah. And now if you stick with tradition, you're gonna make bold predictions.
Bold predictions.
Right, just the opposite of whatever we are for your hopes to catch up. This year we added the listener picks, so we only had 2 people pick that. Gary chose Carver. Gary, you owe a shot or a chug because Carver was not the best picker. I was. Brashawn chose me. Congratulations, Brashawn. I'm going to give you a little piece of advice. You probably want to take Keenan Allen out of your lineup this week because they play on Thursday.
You ain't gonna play.
He ain't going to play.
What a nice guy you are.
Well, it might have something to do with our picks coming up.
All right. Well, I'm gonna pour. So this is a Crown Royal whiskey lemonade. I'm gonna pour that in a glass, and then I'll chug that for my 3rd loss, where I pick Spear instead of Corey.
Instead of Corey. All right, so moving into week 2's matchups. We have a really closely predicted game between Harris and myself. It projects me as the winner even before you lost your kicker. If you don't know that, Harris.
I
your
did know
kicker
that. Yeah, I already put in a waiver claim. Yeah.
Your kicker has been cut from the team. I was looking at the redoing this tonight and I was like, why is he suddenly like 8 points lower than he was
Both
before?
of them was, yeah.
I was like, oh, his kicker doesn't play anymore.
Yep.
I looking at how narrow that is going to be and having little faith in my team, have chose Harris to win.
Wow. I'm gonna tell you right now, I chose you.
All right.
And the
Carver
reason, so there's multiple reasons why I chose you, but one of the big reasons is I don't know what's going on with Kamara. They're talking about him not being able to play this game. There's a chance he
Oh.
misses. And so if that happens, then I'm out of running back. I mean, I'll put
That makes
Brees
a big
Hall in.
difference.
I'll put Brees Hall in, but yeah.
Well,
How come you put Carver in
Oh,
Chewy Harris spot? That's weird.
probably because I was yelling that Carver was going to have to split the difference.
I'm not confident in my team, especially since they done me dirty.
well, your lack of confidence is giving me more confidence in the Chew Burger. So I will go with
Oh,
Chew.
there we
Thank
go.
you. Thank
Okay.
you for all that info into
Yeah.
that's your team. I did not
I
know
haven't
any of
heard
that.
anything
so
about
thank you.
this Kamara thing.
Yeah,
Um,
Kamara got hurt last game. That's why Ingram was playing a lot more.
Oh,
Yeah, good times. He's on this rating block.
good. Yeah. Sell low. Good plan. All right. So as probably much like last year, you guys chose me and I did not. So we'll see how that plays out. We now move on to Andy as the projected winner versus Corey. Who wants to go first? Let's go Carver. He went last time. Carver, who do you got? Corey or Andy?
Oh, crap.
Oh no, Carver's.
Are you looking at teams?
I have Corey Andy. I'm gonna go. Andy's team got auto picked,
Yep.
Yep.
which is the only reason him and Nielsen are doing well because their teams
Yep.
got auto picked. I'm gonna still go Corey.
Okay.
Okay. Sure, you want me to go or are you gonna go?
Well, I also picked Corey, so I'll just announce it and make you see if you're gonna sweep this or
Go different than you guys?
go different. So by the way, Matt, you just made a comment that I should probably point out before you keep making picks. If you didn't watch last week's video, because we now know from the start of the season, we have like the bet writing on this.
Yeah.
We actually look at the projections in the teams, like who's playing, and like actually pick who we think's gonna win.
Okay.
So if you put no research into this, like I know last week you didn't because we just sent you the thing. Like you were too lazy to even look at the app to see who was playing each other. That we just sent you a screenshot of who was playing each other.
Yeah.
So you might be at a disadvantage if you don't actually look at the players. Because we're actually trying this year since we've got the we assume you're on board for the
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah,
bottle of alcohol.
yeah, no, that's a given.
Okay.
You know what? I am gonna go different. I'm gonna go with Andy's auto drafted team
All right.
over Corey. Just because his second RB scares me. Corey's second RB.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
I saw his bench. He should be replacing it, but who knows?
Yeah, he's going to for sure. But yeah, I'll do that. And
Okay.
hopefully Kyler pulls his head out and we have a better Cardinal showing.
Right. So
All right, this is my third pay up. Hopefully it goes down smooth. We'll see. Continue though. Go
all
ahead.
right. I will. I'll lead this pick then, I guess. We got Spear versus Gary. Gary is the projected lowest score of the week.
Yeah, remember how we were talking about how good of draft Gary had and how I said he was one of the favorites to be in the playoffs, and he's just doing more of last year things where he sucks real bad and he's bad at fantasy football.
Yep. Yeah. I remember all that. That sounds reasonable. I'm actually surprised how low even Sleeper projects him this week. Like, considering I think they had him, like his team didn't like suddenly get hurt or anything that I remember or noticed. But you know, they're projecting him under 100 this week, and I'm like, there's no bye weeks, there's nothing. None of his people are even listed as hurt. So
Yeah.
I don't know why they just decided, you know what, your team it's not good. We've changed our mind. We're gonna project you as a loser.
Is that
So
Cam Akers?
Yeah, I chose Spear to win this. Because unfortunately, Spear's team is decent.
Well, plot twist. I'm going Gary,
Ooh, doubling down.
but here's my third drink, and I'll probably be wrong for choosing Gary again for the second week in a row.
And while you chug, this is my second one, and I only owe two. And this has been in my fridge, and since I think whatever the last time Bill came to my house and I hosted something, which I think was our Spear card bet hosta thing.
Yeah.
These have been in my fridge since, I don't know, October, November last year.
By the way, Miller High Life is trash.
That's what my grandma used to drink. It's good stuff. All right, I'm gonna go Spear.
Because you're looking at scores and stuff now, aren't you?
Well, yeah,
What a little bitch.
Ugh,
yeah, that's right. That's right.
that stuff is crap.
I'm going Spear. I love you, Gary. And you know what, Spear, you better fucking win because I picked you last week and you let me down.
That's what
Right.
he does. He's a
All right.
letdowner.
That moves us on to Rashawn, who is, I have him listed as a predicted winner. It's changed, but if he changes Keenan Allen, he will then become the predicted winner again. And this is versus Chris.
Special Chris?
Yes.
Special Chris, the only Chris currently in the league.
Hmm.
I'll go ahead and tell you, I actually chose Rashawn.
Yeah, I'm going
Um,
Brashawn.
I also am going Vershawn because
Chris's team sucks.
yeah, he's got Najee still, and you know, Najee, I don't think Najee's gonna do much this week. So
No,
Yeah.
I like that his two keepers could potentially be hurt for weeks on end after the first week.
how about the NFC West, man? Oh God. Freaking Seahawks. Good for them.
Holding it down. Holding it down.
Holding
from
it
the West
down.
Coast.
Yeah, well, at least
That's for you, Corey.
our division isn't winless. That would look bad.
It would be better if it was. The Seahawks have a win.
For the rest of us, yes, like we don't really want the Seahawks winning.
Did you love that slip and slide though, Carver?
Oh yeah, I saw a little video clip of it. Yeah, fun fact: the website that I usually watch free streaming football on was under attack and wasn't being able to show any of the games all day. So I watched 0 seconds of football on Sunday.
I got to watch
And
a
then
lot
just
of
gotta
it.
find another one.
I'm really not that tech savvy, so I tried, but I'm not really good. So I gave up real fast.
My new friends decided to get NFL Plus, but it turns out it sucks unless you really like condensed games after they've aired. Then you can watch all the football games in like each football game in like 40 minutes.
Yeah, I'd rather watch it live.
Judy,
Yeah.
this is gonna be my fourth and final drink for this.
Sweet.
For it right now.
Yeah. That's
Not
the
gonna
fun
drink
of
it
the
yet,
show
but-
is we gotta get them all in during the show. All right, so we
Try
all
to.
took Rashawn versus Chris. Probably mostly because we all saw that Chris had Najee and they project him to actually score points. I doubt it. Now we get into Carver's favorite matchup of the week, him versus Richie. Carver is predicted to win. Carver, who are you choosing?
I'm gonna choose myself. You can just
Yeah.
put me with.
Hey,
I'm just gonna
It's a
say,
great
you
pick.
put me down for. I love me some me, as
Yeah.
T.O. likes to say. You can put me down for myself every week, and I'm taking home the trophy, boys. So
I 100% agree with this pick. I would take Carver as well.
Yeah, I figured we would probably agree. This one's actually pretty close, though. This
yeah,
Carver
Richie's
and
got a good
Richie-
team.
Yeah, the Carver Richie matchup and this next one are the two that I looked at as like it was actually kind of hard to choose. So we all chose Carver to beat Richie. I forget prediction wise. I mean, Carver's predicted to win, but I think it's predicted close.
You know
Um,
what's interesting, Chewy? Is this matchup, their defenses are playing each other. Gary's matchup with Brian, their defenses are also playing each other. Did
huh,
you see that?
I did not yet.
Very interesting. Not that it matters, it's just it's interesting.
Could be, yeah.
We
Could
have
be the
different
deciding
definitions of
factor.
interesting, Mr. Harris.
Yeah. So last game of the week is Nielsen, who beat me and actually scored a decent amount of points, versus Bill. This one, I believe, is actually the closest projected score, at least the
Yeah,
last
it's
time.
a
I
little
checked.
over a point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a team auto pick
Ooh, auto pick.
because I think the computer is smarter than Bill. Not Nielsen, but the computer.
Yeah. All right. I amazingly also chose Nielsen.
This is where Harris pulls the dumbass card and says, I'm gonna go different just to be different, and I'm going to. I'll go Bill.
All right. That makes, I mean, none of us chose Bill last week and he did win. So, his team's not bad.
Come on, Bill. Oh, I don't like this. I'm picking Bill and Spear in the same week.
Well, I
Ooh.
mean, if you were gonna pick, you might as well pick the family to win, right?
All right. I'll
Gotta-
roll with it. Hey, what does Russell Wilson say?
Let's ride.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let,
So for the listener picks, just to go through this, so that if anybody wants to play along at home, and I'll count this as a bet. You choose one of us to be the best picker of the week. If you're wrong, you drink, shot or chug. Here's the picks. Harris chose Chewy to beat Harris, Andy to beat Corey, Spear to beat Gary, Rashawn to beat Chris, Carver to beat Richie, and Bill to actually beat Nielsen. Carver also chose Chewy to beat Harris, chose Corey to beat Andy, Gary to beat Spear. We all chose Rashawn to beat Chris. We all chose Carver to beat Richie. And Carver also picked Nielsen to beat Bill.
I would like it if you would both not pick me to win.
I
Ever.
did that last week and it works great.
Ever. I just don't want you guys ever to pick me.
And you
Right.
shut your dirty
Please,
mouth.
please never choose me to win.
No, I mean, if you think you're always going to win, we might as well not give you the free point by choosing against you.
Chewy. I don't think it.
I mean,
Keep
I don't
going,
know.
Chewy. Keep going. This is
and then finally, I chose Harris to beat me, Corey to beat Andy, Spear to beat Gary, Rashawn to win, Carver to win, like we talked about a second ago, and Nielsen to beat Bill. So these, by the way, these are in the spreadsheet. If you want to go look at them before picking, if trying to listen to me say all this crap with two idiots also talking to me is hard, feel free to
that's fair.
look at it there. So that's the weekly pick, guys.
I prefer Dum Dum.
Chewy, it's our rivalry week and it's you versus me. Do you have any bets you want to make?
I was wondering if you wanted to go player versus player, just
Hey,
like,
you pull the Carver, what the Carver
Yeah.
did?
which was, I don't know that I want to give it credit, but I think that was a Chris move last year.
It's been
Okay.
done before the
Oh, yeah.
special kid did it.
Yeah,
I think he just did it a lot.
I'm
Yeah.
totally I'm totally on board if you want to do that, Chew.
All right.
And a card for the.
Yes. Oh, hey, okay. So I actually, Chewy, the card I was thinking about is the food challenge card. Spicy or quantity.
Fine.
You should save that for when you and I make a card bet.
Why would we save a card we don't want? Yeah.
Because
I've
I
at least
like,
tried
'cause
one
I
of these
love
food
food.
challenges before.
I love food.
What do you think, Chew?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's just-
All right.
Don't
That's
you
just-
guys, wouldn't you rather do a haiku?
It might be more amusing. Because the thing with a food challenge is if you don't choose a spicy one, you're just gonna sit there, eat a bit, and then give up. Like,
Yeah.
If
I don't
we-
think there's a food challenge here
I
that,
dude, so it's funny with me, it's gonna be a spicy. It has to be because I can't do the quantity. I just won't be able to.
If whoever
Yeah.
loses doesn't puke, then you both lose.
Oh, well, Chewy, I'll let you decide. You pick the card. How about that? I'll let you pick the card. I agree to whatever it is.
okay, we're just, it's just whoever wins, right? I put it as total point starters because that's the
Yeah.
same thing.
If it was a quantity thing, could you potentially blow up and die?
No, I would stop myself before dying.
Damn it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it just makes him barf and shit. a
Yeah,
lot.
I'll just it'll just be everywhere.
So we're not going like a 7 situation here.
Yeah, no.
You know what?
That's a deep cut for you cinephiles.
I have a question for you, Matt. Do you have a Waffle House anywhere nearby?
No,
Yes,
so
I
it'll
do.
be- if I do the Waffle House thing, it would have to be when I go and see you or go down to Phoenix. But I will tell you right now, if we make that bet, the Waffle House one,
Yeah.
I will make it a point to drive down to a Waffle House to do this.
I will be there as well because that sounds fun as shit.
The funny thing is, like, I have no problem with this, but I realized after asking, I just asked the guy that can't eat a lot of food to go in on a bet where he would get stuck in a Waffle House longer.
I will do it though, Chewy. I'm telling you, I'm 100% in on whatever card you pick.
When I
I
lived in-
know, but that's not as fun. I want this
Hey.
to be where it's like equal suck for both of us.
We
When I
have 3
lived in-
minutes left in this video, so make a decision. I'm gonna try to chug my last drink. I will be paid for this whole week.
There you go. Yeah, we'll pay you up. I've done mine. I've done all mine. Carver's done all his, at least all your show picks, which is all you need to do for this. You didn't accept many other, in fact, I was surprisingly disappointed in the fact that you turned down bets that were offered to you.
Yeah, I chose the one against you and
Yeah.
I won that, obviously. But all right, hey guys, this is gonna wrap up this portion of the program.
Well, hold
but-
on. We got 2 minutes, Carver. Let him make
What?
his card decision. I want to hear what my
Oh.
punishment might be if I lose.
You know what? I know it was one that came up while we were hanging out. Let's go with the get smacked in the face with a flour tortilla whilst chugging alcoholic beverage.
Okay.
We'll just go with that one. There's some other fun ones I thought, but you've already done a host chug. I don't need to like to see if somebody else ends up doing that one.
Okay.
Tortilla to the face card.
All right, well, I'm gonna send out a challenge to everybody. It seems like the viewership is dying down in season 2 of Champions Corner. Our most loyal fan, Brashan, shout out to Brashan, is the only one leaving comments. So I challenge other people to leave some comments, get some banter going on in the chat, and definitely tune in to part 2 of week 2, where we're gonna drop some hardcore knowledge on your asses. And your
So
faces.
what I'm
Yeah.
hearing is everybody who leaves a comment, Carver's going to take a shot or chug for everybody who leaves a comment.
Deal.
And then
All right. We will see all of you bitches in part 2.